But Bryce Love would be drafted probably number 1 or number 2, probably the number 1 or 2 running back in the draft. But the kid wants to go back to school. I'm not going to hate. Let him go back to school, finish, get your degree. What more can you ask for? All right. We have Andre Balboa on the line. How's it going today, sir?
What's going on? What's going on?
Appreciate you. Appreciate you for calling in. Appreciate you for coming in the chat room. That means a lot. That means a lot to me, so I definitely appreciate that.
Oh, you know, you got to show love out here on the West Coast. You know, it's right past lunchtime, so, you know, I'm good to go now.
Definitely. So I played music by Andre Balboa on a previous show off of his Maturity EP, and I was like, let me get him on the show for an interview. You like NBA, you're a Christian hip-hop artist. I love Christian hip-hop, so it's a perfect mix. So great to get you on. See you putting your comments in the chat room about your NBA. But I wanted to talk about first just sharing your testimony to the listeners. You have an amazing story. I read it on your website, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to share it, to talk about it, to just really inspire people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I go by the name Andre Balboa, but my real name, you know, what my mama named me, is Andre
right.
Jones.
Government name.
Right. So, but the Balboa really comes from just, you know, 2 really big events in my life. So I was born in Balboa Hospital in San Diego. My mom was in the Navy, so she was stationed down there, and she had me. But then after my freshman year of college, you know, where I didn't have enough money to stay in the dorms during the summer, so my mom's driving. Long story short, we get in this crazy car accident, and I literally think I'm going to die, and I look up, and it's like the Balboa exit out here in California off the 405, actually right past the 405 on the 101. So, like, it just clicked in my head, like, man, like, Balboa has really been significant, like, life and death, and just, it really felt like it was like a rebirth for me after that moment. Like, I went and got baptized at my church, like, 2 weeks later. I was like, man, at that moment when I thought I was going to die, like, I was like, man, what am I messing around with God for? Like, why am I playing these games? And, like, I want to be assured where I'm going to go when I die. And, like, the only way to do that is get my life right and just give it over to God. So all that, you know, kind of brought me into, like, realizing that I need to stop playing games with God. So that's where the whole Balboa thing came from. So the stage name is Andre Balboa. You know, I've been doing Christian rap ever since, and just really grateful for just meeting good people out there that have been supportive of the music, and really just grateful what God's been doing in my life through music and just different ministries that I've been a part of.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's a moment in a lot of people's lives that we have that moment that completely changes everything for you. And I read that testimony, and I wanted to get you to share that. And I think I love West Coast rap. I'm from the West Coast myself. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm a fan of, you know, E40, of Keek the Sneak. People probably don't know who that is. He's a kind of
yeah, for sure. You're getting hypey up there.
I went to high school with Stanley Cox, Mr. Fab. He's big Oakland rapper, but I love West Coast music. Like I said, I played your music on the show before, and I definitely enjoyed it. And I played his song at the beginning, which is new. It's going to be released February 19th. It's called Don't Shoot. So I'll play that again when we get kind of later on into the interview. But talk about the new EP, Choir Practice. Talk about it, and what can the listener expect, and where can everybody go get it?
Yeah, so I dropped a EP at the end of last year called Choir Practice, and basically the whole thought process of that is just, we all have, even if you're not, you know, involved in the church or anything like that, we all have things that we want to do positive for ourselves, but we get in the way a lot of times, and, you know, a lot of times we're our worst critic, you know, we're our worst enemy, and different things that we're trying to do to improve ourselves. So Choir Practice is really, like, the song itself is really just like a synopsis of that idea of like, yeah, I know I want to get to choir practice, but I'm running late, and like I'm questioning myself, do I really want to go anyway? Like, what's the real benefit? And at the end of the day, it's like I just dropped a video a couple weeks ago, but like at the end of the day, like I realized I need to do that, right? Something that's going to be beneficial for me. And I think as we examine our lives, we see like there's things that we know are good for us, things that, you know, can help propel us to where we want to go. And a lot of times, whether it's self-doubt or just people in our lives that aren't supportive of that blocks us from doing that. So I just want to be one of those people that encourages people to chase their dreams, chase what they want to go after. And, you know, that's really what the whole EP kind of talks about, is just being who you are and being proud of who you are, and wanting to step forward and do things that's right for yourself and improve yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's an amazing concept, because, you know, there's a lot of things that happen in life, period. And I think if we can remain positive, if we can cling to something that is unmovable, which is Jesus Christ, we can cling to that. He will always be there. And once again, we're talking to Andre Jones, aka Andre Balboa. I'll put the link in the chat room. Go to the website so you can go and check out his music and what he's doing. Also, shout out to Vince Wright, sports governor, in the chat room. As you can see, this show is very interactive, this is a huge reason why I love doing this. It's very interactive, so I'll be multitasking, you know, talking to people in the chat room as well while we're talking. But so you came out with an EP, Choir Practice, and then you're coming out with a full-length album. So when is that coming out? What are some features we can be looking forward to?
Man, so the album date, we're still working on probably second quarter of this year. Got the single that you played to start off the show, Don't Shoot. That's going to be dropping next month. So appreciate you sharing that little exclusive right there. So I appreciate you, showing love to the track and everything like that. But still finalizing a few different things for the album, but we're looking at second quarter of this year. So I'm hoping we can get some good traction, get some things finished. I'm an independent artist, so everything that comes out is all coming out of my pocket. You know what I mean? I ain't got no, I don't got no big machine behind me pushing me. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I want to get something done, I want to make sure it's done right. So if that's the case, that means I gotta save up the money to get it done. So I'm glad I got friends, around that are able to help me, that are talented, are willing to work with me. So that's really been a great blessing for me. So yeah, we're looking at probably second quarter this year, dropping the album.
Definitely. And go out there. Everybody go out there and support MrAndreBalboa.com. You can get the EP on Noise Trade. You can also get the EP. It's available through the website as well, I believe. So go out there, support. It's good music. It's music that you can listen to, that your kids can listen to, that even the babies can listen to, because it's not demeaning, and it will definitely uplift you. So definitely go check it out. So
yeah, I don't got nothing on there that you gonna be like, oh, let me turn that down. Yeah, I got that good family content. We good.
Right, exactly. So you're a member of Anchor Community Church, which is I believe it's in Long Beach, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir.
And the motto for the church is building a loving community in Christ in order to reach our community for Christ. And I just wanted to, and I believe you're an elder there as well, I just wanted to give you opportunity to share what the church is about, share the website. I don't know how many Cali listeners I have in that area, but share what the church is about, and where everybody can maybe watch or look at it online or something.
Yeah, so the website for the church is anchorlongbeach.com. We're a nice small community, man. We got about 50 to 60 people. So I am one of the elders there, so I'm part of the preaching team. So me and the lead pastor there, we kind of rotate on the preaching. So I preach about once a month. And it's really been a blessing, man. Like, because we're a smaller church, like everyone knows everyone. So it's a real intimate situation, and you can't hide nowhere. So you know what I mean? You go to like I've been to big churches where you can kind of not even see the same person for a whole month. But like with us, like you can't hide nowhere. Like when we need all hands on deck, we mean that. We need all hands on deck. Like you can't
Right.
disappear with us. So for good and bad, right? So we're in each other's lives. We're helping each other. Like when I had lost my job a few years back, everyone was up and supporting me, and I'm doing the same now for others there. So it's like it's a real community of people that are like, look, we all want to come together. It's kind of like how the early church was, man. Like when they were all pulling all their resources together to make sure no one was without. That's really something that we want to live out. And with that, like we know it's difficult. Like we live in a very difficult times now with the current political climate and just a lot of the racial divide that's going on. And we deal with that in Long Beach, being from a really diverse, background of people here in Long Beach. And we see those struggles, but those are all things that we need to work out with each other, not at each other. So that's really what we try to show and kind of witness to people is like, look, we can be from different backgrounds and have different viewpoints on things and still love one another as Christ loved us. So
yeah,
that's really what we're all about there.
That's amazing. And that the comment that you just said, work with each other and not at each other. That's the key. That's the key to everything right there. If we can just work with each other side by side and not going at each other, just how amazing we could be. So, man, I appreciate that. And shout out to Jeff Fox, the Jeff Fox Show. Appreciate you for stopping through. He says, y'all see the uproar on CNN. Nope, I didn't, but I'm sure it's got to be something about number 45. But we're not going to go into that topic. But also, you're a part of a organization called Yes We Serve, which changing the world one child at a time. I visited the website. I'm very much into missions. I'm hopefully just praying I'll be able to go on a missions trip this year, because I just believe it could change your life, and just to get to see what's going on outside of the U.S., what's going on outside of our four walls. But talk about Yes We Serve.
Yeah, so Yes We Serve, like it's based in Long Beach where I'm at here, and it's some amazing people, man. Like very limited resources. There's not a lot of money behind it, but what we do have, we're able to give and help. So a lot of different things. So there's really 3 points to Yes We Serve. So one, we run an after-school program here in Long Beach for underprivileged kids. So a lot of these kids, right, that school's out, both their parents work or a single parent works, so they don't really have that time to get tutelage and get tutoring and just have a meal after school. So that's really something that we'll be able to provide there. My wife, she works with the after school program and volunteers there as well. And it's really like the story she tells me of the kids that she meets is just, it breaks your heart, and it also makes you just want to love them even more, right? Of just, we're talking about domestic violence and things like that these kids are experiencing, like before they even get to high school, and just the way that really shapes and molds their minds. So we really want to just have an impact for those that are in the community. Then even outside our community here in Long Beach, we help support 2 different orphanages in Mexicali. So we, once the first Saturday of every month, they go down there to Mexicali, and we donate food and just spend time with the kids that are in the orphanage down there as well. So we want to be able to do something that's here local and also global as well. So we think the love of Christ spreads across all different backgrounds, and it's just something that my wife and I have been a part of for a while now throughout our whole marriage, and it's really something that's important to me. So that's why it's up on the website. And if you guys can give, great. If you can't, at least just share the word of what's going on here in Long Beach.
Definitely, and I'll put that in the chat room. Yes We Serve, and actually that's through Andre's website. So MrAndreBalboa.com. Go to the website. If you feel led to give. It's definitely going to a great place. All right, so this is a sports show. Once again, we got Andre Jones, aka Andre Balboa, on the line. I gotta get your Super Bowl picks. You got 2 great games coming up tomorrow: the Patriots and the Jaguars, and the Vikings and the Eagles. So who's your picks going into tomorrow's games?
Man, I'm not believing all this smoke and mirrors that the Patriots are trying to put out there about Tom Brady's hand and he got gloves on. And that's just all hyperbole. They trying to set this up, man. Right. Patriots, man. You don't bet against the Patriots, especially against the